श्रीमते रामानुजाय नमः। शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवमुपास्महे। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। यत्पदाम्भोरुहध्यान विध्वस्ताशेषकल्मषः वस्तुतामुपयातोऽहं यामुनेयं नमामि तं। यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजयुग्मरुक्म व्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दयैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये। Namaste to all of you. We'll start the session number 11 of our Geetaartha Sangraha sessions. So last time we saw the Geetaartha Sangraha shloka number 8, which is a summary of chapter number 4 of the Bhagavad Geeta. Prasangat swasvabhavoktihi karmano akarmatasya cha bhedaha jnanasya mahatmyam chaturthadhyaya uchyate. We saw that. Now we go to the chapter 5, which is Panchamodhyayah Karma Sannyasa Yogaha. It has 29 shlokas. Now we look at the Geetaartha Sangraha shloka for chapter number 5, which is Geetaartha Sangraha shloka number 9, as written by Swami Yamunacharya. Karma yogasya saukaryam shaigryam kaschana tadvidhaha ब्रह्मज्ञान प्रकाराश्च पंचमाध्याय उच्यते। कर्मयोगस्य सौकर्यं शैघ्र्यं काश्चन तद्विधाः ब्रह्मज्ञान प्रकारश्च पंचमाध्याय उच्यते. So we will look at the meanings of the individual words. Karmayogasya saukaryam apicha shaighryam. Saukaryam means the ease or the practicality, and shaighram is the aspect of attaining the goal quickly. So saukaryam is the ease with which we can adopt it, and shaighram is the quickness with which we can adopt it and also get the results. Karma yogasya saukaryam cha shaighram. The ease and practicality and the aspect of attaining the goal quickly by means of karma yoga. Next one, kaschana tadvidhaha, means some of the elements, aspects or ancillary parts of karma yoga. Then brahmajnana prakaraha cha, the modes of the knowledge of jivatman. Brahma in this context, in this sloka, Brahma means Jivatman. It does not mean Parabrahman. It means Jivatman, because up to chapter from 1 to 6 is the Jivatma Prakarana, is what we say. The modes of the knowledge of the Jivatman, the state of viewing all pure Jivatmans at the same level. This is called Samadarshana, which we will see as we go along. Panchame Adhyaya Uchyate. They are told in the Panchama Adhyaya, 5th chapter. In chapter 5 are set forth the ease and quick efficacy of Karma Yoga, some of its elements and aspects, and the modes of knowledge of the Jivatman. Karma Yogasya Saukaryam Shaighryam Kaschana Tadvidhaha Brahmajnana Prakarascha Panchamadhyaya Uchyate. Now we go to some meanings, explanations from the Geetaartha Sangraha Raksha by Swami Vedanta Deshikar. So in the Geetaartha Sangraha Raksha, in the beginning, Swami Vedanta Deshikar gives an extract of the Gita Bhashya by Bhagavad Ramanuja. So in this extract, in the introduction to chapter 5, Bhagavad Ramanuja gives a summary of chapter 4 and also chapter 3 and an introduction to chapter 5 that we see now. Chaturthe Adhyaye, in chapter 4, Karmayogasya Jnanakarata Purvaka Swarupa Bhedaha. The different Bhedas of Karma Yoga as a having the Jnanamsha in mind, with the Jnana amsha in mind, karma yoga being done with the knowledge of the Atma Jnana. Jnanamshasya cha pradhanyam, and the Jnanamsha, the importance of the Jnana aspect within Karma Yoga was told by the Bhagavan in chapter 4. In chapter 3, what was told is Jnana Yogadhikarinaha. Api, even for a person who is adhikari, who is eligible to perform Jnana Yoga, Karma Yogasya antargata Atma Jnanatvat, because Karma Yoga has embedded within itself the Atma Jnana aspect, Apramadatvat, and because Karma Yoga is not subjected to pramada or accidental mistakes, Sushakatvat. Sushakatvat means because it's easy to do. Nirapekshatvat, it does not have any other expectation. Cha jayastvam. So Karma Yoga is better to practice even for a person who is eligible, adhikari to do Jnana Yoga, was told in the 3rd chapter. Tritiye eva uktam. It was told in the 3rd chapter. Now, idanim, in the 5th chapter, Karma Yogasya Atma Prapti Sadhanatve Jnananishtayaha Shaigryam. So, Karma Yoga, with respect to the realization of the Jivatman, Jnananishtayaha means along with the Jnana aspect in mind, Shaigryam, the quickness with which it will give the results, Karma Yoga Antargata Akartritvanusandhana Prakaram. And the akartritvanusandhana means that the feeling that I am not the doer in while performing this action. That kind of akartritvanusandhana prakaram that comes. We'll see that in some of the shlokas of the chapter 5. So those cha pratipadyam tad moolam jnanam cha vishodhyate. So tanmulam jnanam. So and the jnana which comes from that is researched or searched here in this chapter number 5, is what Bhagavad Ramanuja tells in the Bhashya of a chapter 5. So we go further. Now, what is the meaning of Saukaryam is the question. So Swami Vedanta Deshikar gives the quotes from the Bhagavad Gita itself, shloka number 3 of chapter 5. So the shloka 3 of chapter 5 says that Nyayasya nitya sanyasi yona dveshti nakanshati nirdvandvo hi mahabaho sukham bandhat pramuchyate. Sukham means will easily be released from the clutches of samsara or transmigration of soul. That is shaigryam, that is saukaryam, that is the ease of which the person will be released from samsara bandhana. That is point number 1. Then shaigryam or quickness. So this comes in shloka 5.6 of the same 5th chapter. Sanyasastu mahabaho dukkham aptum ayogataha yogayukto munir brahma na chirena adhigacchati. Na chirena means he does not have to wait for a long time. A karma yogi being engaged in the contemplation of the nature of the Atman will realize Atma Swarupa nachirena, without any delay, is what Lord Krishna himself says. So Shaigryam comes in Nachirena part of this sloka 5.6, and Saukaryam comes in the Sukham Bandhat Pramuchyate part of sloka 5.3. So this is exactly Saukaryam and Shaigryam are exactly summaries of these two particular shlokas as told by Swami Vedanta Deshikar. Next, Vidhaha. If you see in this shloka, Kaschana Tad Vidhaha is what are told. So what are those vidhas? So what is the akartritvanusandhana which a karma yogi has to have adopt while he is doing the karma yoga? So that is told in 2 shlokas, 5.8 and 5.9. Naiva kinchit karomi iti yukto manyeta tatvavit Pashyan, Shranvan, Sprishan, Jigran, Ashnan, Gachan, Swapan, Shwasan, Pralapan, Visrijan, Grinhan, Unmishan, Nimishan api Indriyani Indriyartheshu Vartante iti dharayan. What is the meaning of these 2 shlokas? We'll see. A karma yoga nishtha, a person who is nishtha, having nitaram sthiti, having engaged in karma yoga, who has understood the real nature of the Atman, should know that his real nature is not doing any of these, which is Pashyan, Shranvan, Sprishan, Jigran, like that. Spashyan is seeing, hearing, touching, smelling, eating, walking, sleeping, breathing, speaking, living out, holding, opening and closing of his eyes. Unmishan, nimishan napi. So these are all the actions which all of us do by our pancha karmendriyas, 5 organs of action, and 5 jnanendriyas, organs of perception. That is the jnanendriyas and 5 karmendriyas. All the 10 actions which we do are combined here, along with the closing and opening of eyes, like blinking of the eye, like that. So at that time, at doing all of these things, he has a clear understanding that the sense organs engage in their respective sense objects, which means indriyani indriyartheshu vartante iti dharayan. That is what he thinks, and he is not the real doer while he is doing all of these things. So that is the akartatva anusandhana which one person has to employ, must to adopt while performing any of these things using the 10 organs of five organs of perception and the 5 organs of action. Naiva kinchit karomi, I am not doing any of these things, is what a person who should do. That those are the vidhas. Kaschana tadvidhaha are what are told by Swami Yamunacharya. Next, we come to Brahmajnana Prakarascha. What are those things? Brahmajnana. Brahma is not about Parabrahman, as I told you. Brahma Samanakara Shuddha Atma Vishayaha. It is what is told about the Parishuddha Jivatman. So, our Jivatman has certain characteristics in common with Paramatman. Not all characteristics, but some characteristics. Brahma Samanakara Shuddha Atma Vishayaha. He is Parishuddha Jivatman, without the sparsha, without the touch of rajas and tamas. If the person is there with Parishuddha Sattva, only Sattva element is there and not Rajo Guna and Tamo Guna elements, then that is what is Brahma. That is the Brahma which is in this shloka. And Jnana is Samadarshana Rupa Jnana. So Vipaka Dasha, Jnana Vipaka Dasha is what it is told, which means Vipaka means the ultimate state of Jnana, which which results in Samadarshana. Samadarshana means I'll show you Samadarshana in the next slide, which is the this is the so Vipaka Dasha means completion or fruition of the state of Samadarshana. Then Prakara is I told you about the Prakaras already in the previous slide. So those are what are told. Akartatvanusandhana, doing the karma with the feeling that I am not the doer. So this is Brahmajnana Prakara. So we saw all the words. Karma Yogasya Saukaryam. We saw Saukaryam is the ease, practicability. Shaighram is quickness. Kaschana Tadvidaha. And while doing all of these things, all the eating, sleeping, etc., all the sense organs, seeing, hearing, touching, etc., that I am not the doer. And Brahmajnana Prakarashcha. So these are about the fruition of the state of Samadarshana and the Parishuddha Jivatman. Those are the explanations of all the terms in this particular shloka. Now I will tell you what one shloka from the Bhagavad Geeta itself, which is about Samadarshana, which is a very important shloka, which is very much quoted by a lot of scholars. Vidyavinaya sampanne brahmane gavi hastini shunichaiva shvapakecha pandita samadarshinaha. So what does it say? Panditaha samadarshinaha. The wise people look with an equal vision, equal eye, means samadarshana. So that they do in what all things. So if you look at all these words, vidyavinaya sampanne, brahmane, gavi, hastini, shuni, shvapake, these are all in saptami vibhakti in Sanskrit language. Saptami vibhakti means 7th vibhakti, which is locative case, where it shows the locus of action. So vidya vinay sampanne, in a person endowed with learning and humility, which is shown here. Vidya vinay sampanne, brahmane. Vidya vinay sampanne, brahmane can be taken as one person, or it can be taken as 2 different persons also. Then gavi means inside a cow, and hastini in an elephant, shuni is in a dog, and shvapaka is actually means a person who cooks the dog meat, which is a person who eats a dog. Shvapaka, we can take it as an outcast. So this yogi, this person who is a jnani, he will see the inner Atman in all of these things, in a cow, in a Brahmin, in a learned Brahmin, in an elephant, in a outcast, and in a dog. So this picture I have taken from ISKCON gallery, this website, what I have told you. You can get a lot of these pictures from this ISKCON gallery. So the wise person will look with an equal eye, with a samadarshan, on a person endowed with learning and humility, on a Brahmin, on a cow, an elephant, a dog, and an outcast. So this is the samadarshana which a person gets at the state of, and the jnana gets fructified when he comes to completion. Now some more notes. Prakara will be told like this: Yena prakarena avasthitasya karma yoginaha samadarshana rupo jnana vipako bhavati tam prakaram upadishati. This is from the Gita Bhashya of Bhagavad Ramanuja. Ityuktva na prahrashyet priyam prapya. This shloka 5.20, 20th shloka of the same chapter, is quoted by Swami Vedanta Deshikar. Na prahrashyet priyam prapya, nodvijet prapya cha priyam, sthira buddhira sammudha, brahmavit, brahmanisthitaha, is what it means is, he does not get elated by something happening, some good thing happening in his life, and he does not get dejected by some bad thing happening in his life. He is thira buddhi. He is always of equanimity of mind. Brahmavit brahmanistitaha. Brahmavit, he knows, he has realized the Brahman, and he is always established in the Brahman. In this particular shloka, Swami Vedanta Deshikar says that the next 5 shlokas, 20, from 20, that is 21 to 25, tell about, teach the way in which a karma yogi attains jnana vipaka, the state of maturity or perfection of the atma jnana, which is of the form of samadarshana, or perception of similarity in all the jivatmans. And Sri Vedanta Deshikar, Swami Vedanta Deshikar, gives 5 points in this for this particular shloka. One is harsha udvega nivrittihi, means he is free from harsha, means too much happiness, too much sorrow, too much happiness, and udvega means kinds of anxiety, tension, worry. He is free from all of these things. Harsha udvega nivrittihi. If you can remember, correlate this to the whatever Bhagavad Ramanuja tells in the Sadhana Saptaka, Anudarsha and Anavasada. He tells about the last 2 steps, Anavasada and Anudarsha. So this is the Harsha Shoka, Harsha Udvega Nivrittihi. Next, Bhakya Vishaya Nissangatvam. So the person is unattached to all the happenings in the external world. So external world of sense objects, which consists of so many multifarious objects around us, including people, animals, and so on, buildings, cars, bungalows, etc. He is nissangatvam. He is completely detached from all of these things. So that is the point number 2. Then tadartha dosha darshanam. So the person, a jnani, will always have a view, always have a view that all external objects in this world have some kind of defect. Nothing is 100% perfect. So anything we see in this world is having one defect or the other, at least one defect, is what the person, the jnani, will realize. This is also told in chapter 13 by Lord Krishna. He says, Janma Mrityu Jara Vyadhi Dukkha Doshanu Darshanam, he says in the Atma Gunas. The same thing, Tadarsha Dosha Darshanam is the third one. Next, Kama Krodha Vega Nivaranam. Krishna himself tells in the 5th chapter that Shaknoti Haiva Yasodhum Praksharira Vimokshanat Kama Krodhod Bhavam Vegam Sayukta Sasuki Naraha, he says. So that means the Vega, or the speed, the mental speed with which my mind acts because of the Kama and the Krodha, which means by desire and by anger, that has to be removed. Kama Krodha Nivaranam. Then Atmani eva sarvavidha bhogyata kalpanam. That means the person, the jnani, will have satisfaction only in the Atman. Sarvavidha bhogyata, all the enjoyment I get is from the Atman only, and no worldly object. That is the final stage. So first is Harsha Udvega Nivrittihi, next is Bahya Vishaya Nisangatvam, then Tadartha Dosha Darshanam, then Kama Krodha Vega Nivaranam, Atmani Eva Sarvavidha Bhogyata Kalpanam. Perhaps if we take these 5 points and stick them on some, put them on some stick in front of our, always in front of our eyes, then we can, this will be transforming our whole life. I think so. That is one of the, this one slide is very important, what Swami Deshikan has still told, I thought. Next, one last thing before we close. This chapter is called Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Then what is the significance of the Karma Sannyasa? Karma Sannyasa typically means, the word itself means that we have to renounce the action. So what is the, do we have to really renounce action, or what is it? That's one question. Which one point, which beautiful point, which is mentioned in the book by, I had one Srimati Vedavalli, who has written about the Geetaartha Sangraha. So I took those points from these points from that particular book, because Krishna himself says in the second shloka of this chapter, Tayostu karma sannyasat karma yogo vishishyate. He says karma yoga is better than karma sannyasa, he says. So what exactly is the meaning of karma sannyasa as told in this chapter is a question. So that this is answered in these 3 points by Srimati Vedavalli. First one, a karma yogi should shed his kartritva, mamata, and desire for phala, which means he should have kartritva tyaga, which means he should have the feeling that I am not the doer. Point number 1. I am only a nimitta in the hands of the Bhagavan. Next is mamata tyaga. Mamata is, this is for me. This is my action. I have ownership in this particular action. This is for my benefit kind of thing. This is mine. That kind of mamata person should renounce. Mamata tyaga and phala tyaga. The fruits of this are for me. I should get the fruit. I should experience the fruits of this action. So this phala tyaga. First is kartatva tyaga, mamata tyaga, phala tyaga. So these are the 3 key points of karma yoga. That is point number 1. Second, he should perform his ordained duties. He should perform his niyata karmas using his body and indriyas, not in a negligent manner, but in a manner very, very diligent. Means he should put full shraddha, means full all his effort and thing, and do the karma, whatever is ordained in that particular manner, without negligence, without doing it in a haphazard manner. Point number 2. Then he should in his mind have the constant thought that he is not the doer, and he should perform duties in a detached manner. So this is the third point. He should perform all duties in a manner detached from fruits. That is the same point told here, but explicitly mentioned just for clarity. Now this is the karma sannyasa yoga chapter number 5. So what we saw now is karma yogasya saukaryam shaigryam kaschana tadvidaha brahmajnana prakarascha panchamadhyaya uchyate. So with this we come to an end of this brief study of chapter number 5 as told by Swami Yamunacharya in Geetaartha Sangraha sloka number 9. If there are any questions, I will try to answer to the best of my knowledge. If not, we can go to the chanting before I tell the prayer. Hello?
One quick question on the 5 steps. Can you revise one more time the meaning?
One is Harsha Udvega Nivritti. Means Harsha means too much, happiness, and Udvega is kind of tension, anxiety, means some kind of anxiety. So those 2 things will not be there. Harsha and Udvega means he will not have get elated by good something, happy things happening, something with pleasant things happening, and he will not get dejected by unpleasant happenings. Then Bhakya Vishaya Nisangatvam. He will have complete detachment towards all the external world, external sense objects. This world is made up of only sense objects, right? Either people or animals or things. I am very much attached to my iPad, very much attached to my car, like that. So those things, Nisangatvam, he will not be attached to all the external things. Next, tadartha dosha darshanam, because he will know that every external object in this world, whether it's a person or a object, is filled with dosha, means it's filled with defects only. Next, means it is having defect, it's not fully defect free. That's what he will know. Next, kama krodha vega nivaranam. Vega means the speed with which kama and krodha act. Because if you see some place suddenly we get angry, and that speed we have to get reduced. So speed has to get removed. We have to not get angry or get when we see some very one beautiful object, getting attracted to that at a very speedy manner. Those things, kama krodha vega shaknoti haiva yastodum praksharera vimokshanat kama krodhot bhavam vegam. So a person who resists the speed of the kama and krodha in his mind, that person will reach the Paramatman, is what Krishna himself says. Then Atmani eva sarva vidha bhogyata kalpanam. Everything happens, a person is satisfied only in the Atman, nothing else. Atmani eva means avadharana, emphasis. Only in the Atman he gets satisfaction, and nothing, no other object other than Atman. That is the thing about these 5 points.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, we'll tell the prayer and close, so that we can start the chanting. Vasudeva sutam devam kamsa chanura mardanam devaki paramanandam krishnam vande jagadgurum sarvam shri krishnarpanamastu lokas samastas sukhino bhavantu samasta sanmangalani bhavantu Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha. I'll close the recording.